Hey to all my Loving You Is Wrong fans, I just got to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching the show, these 100 and something episodes. I've been inspired, I've been encouraged, I've been grateful just for you guys standing right by my side. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And in honor of that, watching the show all these years, we're doing an If Loving You Is Wrong reunion special where you get to talk to all these amazing actors, these great characters, hear what they had to say about their experiences on the show. And I can't wait for you to see this Tuesday, June 30th, okay? So tune into OWN this Tuesday, June 30th for If Loving You Is Wrong, the reunion special. I'm so glad these actors get a chance to really tell you how they feel about all of it. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
All right, If Loving You Is Wrong fans. Now, you just saw the message from Tyler Perry that was dropped on yesterday about the upcoming Oh So Right reunion for If Loving You Is Wrong this upcoming Tuesday at 8 p.m. And yes, I will, to the best of my ability, try to stay awake or rearrange my sleeping pattern so I will be awake to watch this live. And before going any further, make sure, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, the bell notification icon so you don't miss out when I post new content, and hit the thumbs up. So what are my thoughts? Let me say this. Yesterday, I spent most of the day working on cleaning my room and the apartment because I needed a mental break from just doing videos nonstop, because this past Tuesday, I did 23 in a day and that was exhausting. Then I did 3 the following day, like the Greenleaf review and the trailer for the Oh So Right reunion, and then it's AJ Dead. And then today I had a handful of videos I'm finishing up now. But I went on Facebook and I saw that the OWN Facebook page, the If Loving You Is Wrong Facebook page, they posted the promotional photo for the Oh So Right reunion. And I went through the comment section because several people DM me with the picture and the video, and they're like, oh, Jeremy, you need to go read the comment section. People are not, well, let me just say, people are not pleased with this whatsoever. And I'm actually going to pull up, and I'm not going to show the comments on screen because I know I could, and then I'll just scribble the person's name out, but that's too much work and I don't feel like doing that. I'm going to be completely honest. So I'm actually on Facebook right now, and I'm going to read some of the comments. Some of them are pretty nasty, so I'm not going to read them out loud. So again, if you want to read through a lot of these comments, go to Facebook and go to the official OWN Facebook page and the official page for If Loving You Is Wrong. I'm going to have to pass. I've been a Tyler Perry supporter since the very beginning, but this was such a waste of time. He didn't put his heart in this show, and for the first time since being a fan, I can say that I was disappointed. Hope he gets back to the Tyler Perry that we all fell in love with, because this isn't him. Unless the cast can tell me where Pete is, who fathered Alex's baby, what happened to Claudia, and the answers to many, many more questions, I won't be watching. It's just when the show starts out it's great and good, and then for some reason a writer forgets to keep things rolling good. Tyler Perry good, but he lost track when the money gets in your head and hands. It does something that just have you lose track. Just didn't like the end. Marcy should have gotten away with murdering Randall. She is dirty. I won't be watching. It was wrong the way he ended it. I'm not going to waste my time on this. So disappointed. The way he ended this black movie, I'm guessing black show. I was so proud to be watching TV to see the black actors and actresses with something they could call their own show. And he said Black Lives Matter. What about black shows? Do you always have to end in disappointment? Very upset. I couldn't even sleep that night. I was so upset. Can't we have something nice sometimes without disappointment all the time? I have to say, I was so shocked at how badly this show was written, that the ending was all confusing. All these storylines were left completely open. The show was horrible. I never could sit and watch it. This show was so bad that it was good. The writing and action were often laughable, but you still wanted to watch it because you cared about more of the characters, most of the characters. The same goes for the haves and have-nots. Tyler Perry work is better in the movies. I think this is a waste of time. I don't understand Oprah's concept of her network, but it sucks. Never anything good. When there is a good show, it only stays for a little bit, and then it's all for months. Okay, well, punish the actors and the actresses, and you not punishing him. This show has ended. Wow, it's nothing you or I can do about it, just like it was nothing that the actors and actresses could do. You don't think they are hurt? They're out of a job. Peace. Tyler canceled a good show. You really messed up the last show, and no more Medea. The story is unfinished. There are so many unanswered questions. Tyler, please do a good job and give us a proper ending. This was not even on my program guide, so it has to be a newly created thing for the air and hopefully answer some questions. So many unanswered questions, missing plots, characters all over the place. We need a do-over on the last season. I'm very disappointed about the season finale. And guys, it just keeps going and going and going like that. And I'll say this much. I honestly don't know who was the person who made the call for the show being canceled or the show ending. I did a 30-minute video a couple days ago about, was there originally supposed to be a season 6? I suggest going and watching that to get my full thoughts on everything. But let me say this much. It's like I said last week. It was not a bad episode, but it wasn't a good series finale. And I think what had me upset the most was the build up to this episode. They kept saying, oh, hey, this is going to be a can't miss season. This is the final season. And also, before I read some of the actual dialogue, or should I say captions from actors, because if you remember, before episode 11, I Need a Hero, Joel Rush, aka Eddie, posted on Instagram, and I remember doing a video early. Well, actually, sorry, late. It was like 10:03 when I got the video posted, but it was these are the final 2 episodes ever of If Loving You Is Wrong. Thank you for all the love over the past 5 years, but you don't want to miss these next 2 weeks. No more cliffhangers, no more unanswered questions. Bodies are dropping at 10. And then we get to that episode and nobody dies, unless you count Mika off screen, because at the beginning of the episode, Larry said to Casey to kill her and then kill him, referencing Eddie. And I'm going to say that I'm not going to blame the actors, because they're not the ones who wrote and directed the show. And they didn't have a call on when the show was ending. And if you go back to my video about my IGTV chat with Kelly, she gave me an inside scoop, and you all could hear it as well, because this was her Instagram live. And she said, when we go and film these shows, we don't know if it is the final season. It's like they all thought that season 3 was the ending, when Kelly was in jail and tried to hang herself, and Marcy lost a baby, and then the shed was set on fire with Alex and Randall in it. Like, they thought that was the end, but it wasn't. So I'm not putting the actors at fault. So let me just say this to the naysayers out there. If you want to talk negatively about, this upcoming reunion, hey, you have your every right to. It's free speech. But please don't harass the actors and actresses, because they're not the ones who decide when the show ends. And I'm not going to sit here and this is the thing, because I don't want to bash Tyler Perry or anything. I'm not going to do that, but I'll just say this much. I'm not really big on how this finale was pumped up as being it will end, it will be insane, it's going to answer everything, and yada yada yada. You say that, but then the episode airs and it's laughably bad, in the sense that it doesn't answer anything. It gives us more questions than anything else. And then the caption he had on social media for the video that he posted, the one that started this particular video: wow, 6 years flew by like months. If Loving You Is Wrong, fans, I know I left you with more questions than answers. But if that's the case, why would you promote the show as being a wild finale that's going to end everything and answer everything? Why would you say that? And then he says, well, maybe the cast will be able to help answer some of them. If Loving You Is Wrong cast reunion special only on OWN this Tuesday at 8. And look, again, I don't want to speak negatively, because I don't know how this reunion is going to turn out, but from my understanding, this is a reunion where the cast talk about some of the wildest things on set, behind the scenes stories, their experience. And then I think it was right before they announced this reunion special, I want to say around Sunday or Monday, on social media, I think it was the OWN social media pages and the If Loving You Is Wrong social media pages, they were like, if you could ask Joel and basically, if you could ask Eddie and Kelly one thing, what would it be? And then people were just commenting questions, and I'm like, wait, what? And then the next day they talk about the reunion, so I'm like, are they getting questions from the fan base? That way the cast can answer them during the special. I guess that's how it's going to go. But here's my thing. I'm going to watch this special, but I'm not going into it looking for answers. Here's my issue with that. Okay. If there's anyone who is a manga fan out there or an anime fan, you could probably relate to this example a little bit better than others. But let me just use a popular anime that I grew up watching, Dragon Ball Z. Okay. Now, if you are a fan of that form of anime, then you know any kind of anime like Yu Yu Hakusho. Basically, any show like an anime like Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and to an extent Pokemon, but not Pokemon. It's a completely different example. You have the television show or the cartoon, technically anime, but I know other people will just say it's a cartoon. You have the cartoon. Then you have the manga that it was based off of, the book, basically the comic book adaptation. In some cases, the anime is almost a word for word, shot for shot extension of the manga. But then there are some points where the anime has sections, characters, story arcs that are anime only. Those are referred to in the fan base as filler or non canon. What that means is material that's on the television that isn't included in the manga isn't canon. Unless, of course, the writer of the manga is actually heavily involved in the anime, but that's a whole nother discussion. Perfect example for Dragon Ball Z, the Garlic Jr. saga. That's non-canon because that's nowhere in the manga. Garlic Jr. is a movie character, not a manga character. So where am I going with this? When it comes to Tyler Perry, we know he writes, directs, produces everything himself. The cast does not. They go and they act. Sometimes they can ad lib and all that stuff, but in terms of the actual storylines and everything, they are given the material from the manga, which is Tyler Perry, and they're taking it to the anime, which is If Loving You Is Wrong. So even if the cast tries to, and again, I'm not bashing the cast, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is if like the cast answers the questions fans have, it's going to be head canon, aka their interpretation of where the story went next, not what Tyler Perry said. Unless Tyler Perry comes out of his own mouth and says this is where the show is supposed to go, then it's pretty much what I do here on the channel, which is come up with theories and storylines. Seriously, I am not kidding. That's what it will be like if Natalie says this about her and Lucian, if Kelly says this about her and Justice, if Marcy, Brad, and Alex talk about the whole murder situation. Unless Tyler Perry wrote that down, that is headcanon. This is like, okay, well, let me just fill in the blanks for where I think the story went next. That's what I do on the channel. I'm a fan who comes up with these theories based off what we already know. So again, when I watch this reunion, I'm not looking for questions to be answered unless Tyler Perry pops up and says it himself. What I'm looking for is just what the cast is up to. Ever since they finished filming and in 2018, what their next, big projects are, and, them reminiscing about If Loving You Is Wrong. So let me put it this way. The Oh So Right reunion to me is hopefully going to be a great trip down memory lane versus what's next. Because as of right now, there is no next. Unless there's just a surprise announcement at the end of the video saying, hey, we're going to do season 6. Ha! So unless that happens, yeah, it's whatever. I'm going to watch it because I want to. For me, I guess you could say like this is going to be the televised version of the Zoom meeting that Kelly had last week before the finale with the cast and whatnot. So that's probably what we're going to get here. But what I'll do is Kelly actually posted this on her Instagram. I'll go ahead and include this in the video now. This was kind of a compilation of, the cast on the Zoom meeting, as well as Tyler Perry's words for the fans and cast members on If Loving You Is Wrong. And I'm going to play the clip, come back, and we'll wrap up the video. And also, we're at almost like the 14-minute mark. So, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I'll come right back.
My heart to everybody that's on right now. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. And also thank you for giving all of these people their dreams, an opportunity to see another part of their dreams. My hope and my prayer is this: every time you hear these names and they were on this show that you love, whatever they're doing, movies, films, television, whatever they're doing, follow them, support them, show up for them, because they gave you everything they had.
All right. Well, like I said before, last week, I did join the Zoom meeting, but a bunch of people didn't have their mics on mute. So even fans were up on there. They were like over a couple hundred people. So in the frustration of it taking 15 and 20 minutes for me to figure out how to get on, by the time I got there, I couldn't even hear anything because people just kept talking over each other. So I just decided to leave the meeting and just eat a dang Hot Pocket before the episode aired. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the Greenleaf Going Up Yonder special, and I hope to enjoy this one with Loving You Is Wrong. So guys, once again, as a fan myself, just don't bash the cast because they aren't the ones who make the call, okay? I mean, if you want to be mad, either directed towards Owen or Tyler Perry. I don't know. And I'm not saying, assault him or Owen on social media, but I just know that the cast didn't make the call. So don't be frustrated with them, because I can understand people being frustrated for watching the show for this long and then have it end the way it did. But to be on, and hear me out, guys, I don't want to sound overly optimistic, but I mean, given what's been going on in the world, I think a little optimism wouldn't hurt anybody right now. Just the fact that this reunion just seemed to come out of nowhere, don't you think it could be a slight indication that Tyler and Owen noticed how much the fans were going off about the finale? So maybe there could be a surprise announcement during the reunion of new content on the way. Maybe. Again, I don't know for sure, but I'm not going to completely rule that out. But like I said before, I'm not going to this reunion thinking that something will be answered that we didn't get confirmation on. But I mean, maybe, unless, like I said before about the whole manga anime, maybe Tyler Perry did write the script for season 6, but then the show got cut and that's how, it didn't get filmed. Maybe he'll tell us. But I mean, I know some people are like, well, Tyler has so much other things on his plate, but we know, because he said this in many interviews, 2 weeks. He writes scripts for an entire season of a show in 2 weeks. He films an entire season within 2.5 weeks. So I think, then again, you could argue that with COVID slowing a lot of stuff down, then that could push things back. I don't think it's out of the realm of impossibility for him to do a season 6, or at least do a proper finale in whatever way, shape, or form it happens. But I think that, and this is just my opinion, because I don't want to ruin any chances I might have of going to Tyler Perry Studios, which honestly I would still go if they have tours available next year, because remember, they were supposed to start touring this year on the facility, but then COVID happened, so obviously that canceled it out. And to be completely honest, even if they open up tours later this year, I probably still wouldn't go because of COVID. So sorry. The only way I would go to Tyler Perry Studios is if they actually hit me up and told me, hey, we're going to fly you down. I have never been on a plane before, or a jet, or a helicopter. I've never been in the air before. And I certainly am not driving down there because gas prices are going up. So unless somebody's like, hey, Jeremy, we're going to invite you down to Tyler Perry Studios, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't turn nothing down my collar, because I would go. I'm like, dang it, we all got to go at some point. But if I could say I went to Tyler Perry Studios one time, then so be it. But all jokes aside, I think that what Tyler should, and again, I'm not trying to sound sound like an entitled fan or crybaby, but I think it would be a nice gesture for Tyler Perry to give fans a conclusion, because based on all those comments I saw on Facebook and Twitter and my YouTube comment section, I think that a decent amount of people who have rightfully, and I will say I see where they're coming from, I feel like they've lost faith in Tyler Perry, and I'm not going to say his ability or his writing credentials. Look, people have already bashed on a fall from grace and everything. What was it? That was around the time he said, like, he does everything himself. What I'm saying is, I can understand people kind of dropping off, because why am I going to get invested in a new series if Tyler Perry cut off If Loving You Is Wrong like that. Like, Too Close to Home, yeah, what was that, 2 seasons? Compared to If Loving You Is Wrong, which was a long running show. It went over 100 episodes. So I can understand like people who say, you know what, why would I still watch The Oval? Why would I still watch Sisters? And those shows go on for years, but what if they don't get a conclusion, just like If Loving You Is Wrong didn't get a conclusion, you know? So basically, could Tyler, by him not giving If Loving You Is Wrong a proper finale, whether it be a final season, no, let me just say finale, could that be a deterrent for people to not watch his new shows? I mean, let me be real here. I think his shows are still going to get decent ratings and whatnot, but it goes back to the video I posted not too long ago, the haves and the have-nots. Is the series still worth watching? Because people have literally told me, Jeremy, I love your videos. I might still watch them, but I'm not going to watch the haves and the have-nots live because I don't see the point in watching, because they're going to be afraid of the plug being pulled before the show is finished. So again, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what to do. I know some people have said they dropped the OWN network from their package because the haves and the have-nots was the only reason they watched it, and that show's been off for a long time, even though it's coming back in September. And after seeing If Loving You Is Wrong in the way it did, they're like, I'm not even going to invest in the haves and the have-nots anymore, because the haves and the have-nots could just be ended at any point, and then I wasted since 2013 to the present watching for no reason. I understand where you're coming from. So, with that being said, I personally will watch the reunion. I will do a video giving my thoughts on the reunion. But once again, please do not harass the cast. If anything else, like Tyler Perry said, just support them. You know, follow them on social media. A lot of them have been doing a lot of great projects, ever since If Loving You Is Wrong wrapped up filming back in 2018. I know Natalie was on Supergirl, I believe, in season 4. Randall was in another show, I forgot, or was it a made-for-TV film or something? Somebody sent me a trailer, but I never did a breakdown of it. I think he played a gay character in there. Natalie, Marcy, she was on, she's on a current show on the CW. I never watched it, but I know she was on it for a while. I don't know if she died on it or what, but I know she was on it for a while. Alex was on this other series. I forgot what it was, but she played a main role in that. Larry was in A Fall from Grace, and the list goes on. Just make sure you follow the cast on social media, because you'll be able to keep up with everything there. But guys, with that being said, overall, I just think that if there was anything I was angry at, it was just the lead up to the finale, with all the talks of it being hey, we're gonna answer all your burning questions, and this season's gonna be like, who killed Alex? Who is Alex, and this and that, and it was a disappointment. So again, do I hate the episodes? Hell no. I thought this season was pretty solid, up until the point where, hey, this is the last episode, and we're gonna leave you with like 50,000 questions. So again, could Tyler Perry be hinting at new episodes? Because, I know I left you with more questions than answers. Then why the heck would you say we're going to wrap everything up when you didn't? Okay, I'm sorry. If there's anybody from Tyler Perry Studios camp, I didn't mean to lash out there. But I think we all have a legitimate reason to gripe. And again, it's not about entitlement. It's about fairness. Like people, not me per se, who were invested since day one, felt cheated, and rightfully so. So I will say that your feelings are justified. Not that you need my approval, but I definitely see where you're coming from, because there's a difference between people out there who rant, rave, and whine versus those who have legitimate gripes about how something was handled. So that's all I got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Will you be watching a reunion? I figure, why not? Just go ahead and watch it. Look, even if it gets high ratings, low ratings, OWN doesn't pay me. So I'm just saying I'm going to watch it, because why not? Why not? All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope that even if you no longer watch, Tyler Perry stuff, that you would still tune in my channel at the very least. I can keep you updated with what's going on. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description. And you don't have to do this, but if you would like to donate to the channel, I'd very much appreciate it. You can hit me up on PayPal or Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video.